Welcome to Life on the Moose, and welcome back if you've been here before. Let's put siding on that kitchen today. I'm standing here behind the Spur Cabin, the back side of the Spur Cabin. This is what we're gonna do. I call this board and batten. Technically, this is plywood and batten. In true board and batten, these pieces right here would be individual boards. It'd be a board, and on the seam would be another board to cover up the seam. I would say most applications in modern construction isn't true board and batten. It's probably some derivation of this. I think I mentioned last time I have some of those battens left over, so I'm happy about that. And those battens are made out of fence boards. Cedar fence boards. I use that for almost all of my trim on these outdoor buildings like this. It's so much more inexpensive. It's about 1/4 of the cost, probably at least, over getting true cedar trim. That stuff is expensive. But the fence boards, they're a little thinner, admittedly, but for stuff like this where the boards aren't structural, it's not holding up anything, it's perfect. So this piece right here and a couple other ones I had to put up before I put the rafters up, because as you can tell, the rafters actually sit on the outside of that plywood. So that's why I have a head start on this right now. So this plywood does have a grain. Most of it does, I believe. It goes vertically. So what I'll do is cut it short for my short pieces, just to keep the grain consistent if I can. And then every 24 inches, I'll put my battens after I'm done with this. Well, let's start snapping lines and cutting plywood. You know, one thing I don't own is a track saw. I think everybody and their uncle owns a track saw on YouTube right now, but I don't. So it's the old-fashioned way for me. Snap a line and skill saw your way to success. Let's get cutting. Okay, I have one more sheet of plywood left over there, and I have just this little section on this side, and then the tall section and the short one over there. So I think I'll have enough. I'm gonna have to probably put that board right there, that piece. Probably gonna have to go horizontal for this little section right here. That's okay. It's just a kitchen in the middle of nowhere. It'll be fine. I don't want anyone worrying about it. The grain's gonna be different in one piece of plywood, but I'm sure everything will be fine. It's getting down to Tetris. Tetris? Is that the name of the game? Tetris? I think so. So it's getting down to Tetris at this point. But we'll get it done. Well, all the siding is nailed up. It's a new day for me, by the way. Yesterday I ran out of time, energy, and air. I had a few things I had to take care of at the ranch, and it was later than I thought. All of a sudden, holy cow, I gotta get going. So I got out of here in a hurry yesterday after I finished nailing this stuff up. Speaking of air, I have a couple people that asked me about the air, where I charge it, how I charge it. I do have a portable generator. I'm not sure if you've seen it in the past. It was always sitting outside the Spur Cabin. Now it's down by the storage trailer that I have down there. I don't like charging it on video. I mean, who wants to listen to that? It's annoying. the air compressor's on wheels, so I just wheel it over there, charge it up, and wheel it back. Or if I happen to have the side-by-side, I'll just throw it on the back of that on my way in or out, like I did yesterday. So what I'm going to do now is take some of this siding and put it up here just so we can stay on the same plane, and then I can trim it out later. I haven't 100% decided how I'm going to trim this top out. It's going to be wood of some sort, I assume, but I'm not sure what I'm going to use. I'd like to use some natural stuff, or maybe some leftover stuff from the old house that we tore down. Okay, well, let's get to work. Well, we're inching along, slowly but surely. It is 12:37. My wife, Karen, is on her way over here as we speak, and we are going to go that way to Canada tomorrow and do a little wine tasting because someone's having a birthday. Well, it's me. You don't have to say happy birthday. By the time this video comes out, it'll be long gone and it'll be in my past, and I'll be older and probably will have forgotten about it by then. So you hang tight, don't go anywhere. I'll see you in a day or two in my world, just a few seconds. You know, maybe I'll show some more video of that big buck over there. Hang in there, I'll be right back. And just like that, I'm back. Yesterday went just as planned. Karen and I went and did a little wine tasting. Well, over that direction, up in Canada. We made a day trip out of it. We visited just a couple of wineries. You know, I did manage to get a couple seconds of video from yesterday when Karen and I were up there. You probably didn't want to see it, did you? Well, you sure? Because, you know, I don't want to mix on the moose with off the moose. And then, you know, two worlds collide and... Okay, I'll show it to you. Good wine country up there. I'd be curious to know. I have a lot of Canadian viewers. You ever been to the Okanagan region? They consider it the only desert area of Canada. But that's where all the wine is. Good stuff. Well done, Canada. I like it up there. My wife and I enjoy going up there. If you ever had a chance to visit the Okanagan Valley, I'd highly recommend it. Before I put my battens up, I'm going to put the apron of the sill on the building. That way I know how high to go with my battens. What are we going to do for the sill itself? That's probably going to be in an episode or two down the road, but I think you're going to like it. And then I am going to wrap this opening on the outside as well. And as I mentioned, this is most likely going to have just a trap door of sort. Probably just some hinges on top. Maybe a pulley hanging down from the eave with a rope and you can lower it. I don't know. We'll think about that. Well, let's put our aprons on and get battening. Battening? But I noticed off in the distance, I see smoke. And that's not a good thing. So I'm gonna go see what that is. I'm gonna get on my side-by-side, see if I can get to higher ground or take the road over there and see what I see. I don't know if there's anything I can do about it, but I just want to make sure it's reported and not out of control. So stand by. Holy... Oh man. I gotta make sure, I gotta make a phone call and make sure people know about this.
A level 3 immediate evacuation has been issued for a fire in the area issued August 3rd, 2024 at 11:24 a.m. Wildfire is rapidly moving east and north.
Well, I'm back. This is day 4 of this episode, by the way. Gosh, I had a lot of distractions happening this time. So the biggest distraction was the fire yesterday, obviously. I showed you a couple videos of what was happening. I will have some more videos at the end of this episode for anybody who wants to see more videos of planes trying to put out fires. So it was pretty spectacular. Yeah, after I signed off with you yesterday, called 911, they were aware of it. In about 5 seconds, a fire truck showed up at the road right in front of that blaze. I don't know if it crossed that road, but that blaze from where I'm sitting right now was about a mile the way the crow flies. It was about 3/4 of a mile away from Red Moose Ranch. So it was close. Toward the end of the day, the wind was exceptionally unfavorable, blowing directly at the cabin on Red Moose Ranch. So thank God, long story short, they got the fire under control. It's just smoldering right now. It's 9:17 in the morning the next day. We had our evacuation notice at 11:24. My wife and I we didn't have many valuables at the cabin, but we just loaded up what we could and got out of there. We actually camped out on the road about a mile away, half a mile away from Red Moose Ranch, where we could see what was going on, but yet we weren't in the way and we weren't in imminent danger. So exciting to say the least, harrowing. Karen and I just wanted to say thank you to all the firefighters, all the pilots, everybody. We understand someone got hurt. We hate to see that. At one point, they had 8 planes dropping water. They had 2 planes dropping fire retardant. They had 2 helicopters dropping water and 1 more plane running reconnaissance around the whole thing. It was pretty spectacular. All in all, I think they estimated 165 acres, something like that, that were burned. But they saved houses. Kudos to them. Thank you. Well, let's finish up this episode once and for all. I'm going to caulk real quick, and I'm going to stain this. It's not going to take long. I have my roller, my brush, everything set up and ready to go. So, caulk and paint, that's it. I hope you stay and watch me caulk and paint. I wouldn't want to do this by myself. Oh, Lordy. So you just sit back and relax. I'll take it from here. Enjoy the music. Hopefully you enjoy the music. I haven't picked out the music yet. Let's get this wrapped up. It's stained. Check it out. I managed to get a drop or two in myself. Oh, goodness gracious. It's coming along. Next week, I think we could go on that roof. Get that all covered up. It's not supposed to rain for at least another week. So that'll give me plenty of time to put the OSB on, tar paper, steel, and finish that up. That'll be good to get behind me. And that way, everything underneath is going to be protected and good to go for when I finish the inside. Which I don't exactly know, but I think I have an idea of what the inside is going to look like. But, you know, things can change. So thank you for watching this episode. I appreciate it. It's been a roller coaster episode. Awesome having Karen here and going wine tasting. Wasn't so awesome being evacuated from your home because of a wildfire. But thank you again to the firefighters and everyone involved. And thank you again for everything you do, for watching me, subscribing, liking. I really appreciate it. So you take care of yourself. Come back next week. I bet we do something fun. Chances are. Take care.